First off, shoutouts to Java's auto updater making me have to record this 3 times now. Fuck you, Java. I wasn't even planning to do another one of these so soon, but a lot of folks were talking in the comments about stuff that I haven't covered yet, and they really got me. They got me all worked up. So they got me all. They got me all wet in the nethers. So this video is dedicated to you guys. Way to kill my IRL productivity, y'all. Today I want to talk a little bit about magic-related stuff, excluding things I've talked about before. And also a few other little random tidbits. So, Vinheim, Griggs, Logan, Rickert, Oolacile, which may actually be a place that you can visit in-game, tease. Dusk, Domhnall of Zena, and the Path of the Dragon. And that's a lot of stuff, so let's drop it. Vinheim is the region of the Dark Souls world from which most sorcerers come. There is a famous academy there known as the Vinheim Dragon School. The sorcerer armor set adheres to the school's formal dress code, but there is also a black version that is worn by sorcerers who specialize in sound magic. In fact, one of the first sorcerers that you are likely to meet in Dark Souls is one of these secretive black-clad magicians. Griggs of Vinheim can be rescued by the player in the lower undead burg. He's locked in a house. He's just locked in a house of all things. You would think a mage would be able to just blow the motherfucking door off, but he's locked in a house. It seems like every friendly NPC in this game gets locked up at one point or another, but anyway, once he is freed, he will make his way to Firelink Shrine. Now, Griggs came to Lordran in order to follow his master, Seeker Logan. He claims that he is following Logan out of his own conceit. Those are his words, his own conceit. Whether he merely admires Logan or wants to be more like him is unclear. Griggs will share Logan's magic with you if Logan leaves Firelink. However, he also has a bit of a dark side as well. He is the owner of both the Hush sorcery and the Slumbering Dragon Crest ring. The description of Hush says, sorcery developed by a certain surreptitious sorcerer at Vinheim Dragon School. Masks all noises of caster. Effectively, Vinheim is controlled by the Dragon School, and it is no wonder that the town has its share of dark secrets. So the word surreptitious means secretive, and it has a negative connotation. So the Slumbering Dragon Crest ring also says this ring was secretly worn by that sorcerer from Vinheim Dragon School. So it's interesting. Another spell sold by Griggs is Fall Control, and its description reads, this sorcery, along with Hush, explains the extravagant cost of hiring Vinheim spooks. Now, spook here means a spy. So there are spies in Vinheim, and Griggs may be one of them. Was he sent by the school to observe Logan's research? I don't know. What do y'all think? Good guy? Bad guy? It's rarely black and white with this game. He is exceedingly helpful to the player character. Almost too helpful. So yeah, Vinheim apparently has its own set of spies that use magics like Fall Control and Hush, which Griggs seems to specialize in. Anyway, if you read the descriptions of Great Magic Weapon and Great Magic Shield, you'll see that there is also apparently a branch of Magic Swordsman as well. If they have special orders, then they are allowed to learn those spells. I don't know, talking about all this stuff, it really gets me excited because can you guys imagine a sequel to this game in which your chosen race determines which area you start in and your multiplayer covenant? I think it would be so cool to start as a sorcerer in Vinheim and you learn about the academy and its politics before venturing out to other lands. And if you couldn't change your covenant so easily, you'd feel more connected to it as well. I don't know, that's just kind of what I was thinking. They did confirm in an interview that they are working on some continuation of the series. They did not confirm a sequel. A lot of people have been emailing me saying, hey, there's going to be a sequel, there's going to be a sequel. They haven't said yet that it's going to be a direct sequel to Dark Souls. Maybe another spiritual successor. They just haven't said yet. But yeah, there is going to be another Souls game, but honestly, guys, you can't be surprised by that. You can't. It sold so many copies. It's of course they're going to make another one, but I'm excited about it. So FromSoft also said they were going to focus on handheld gaming maybe in the future. Anyway, this is a lore video. I'll talk about that stuff some other time. That gives some info. About Griggs. By the way, about Griggs, if you buy all of his spells and all the spells Logan gives to him, he'll go hollow in Sin's Fortress. Most likely he was pursuing Logan but couldn't clear the fortress. He claims that he is seeking Logan's recognition. There is another Black Sorcerer set in Sin's Fortress as well, so you guys can have fun speculating with that. For now, let's talk about the man that Griggs followed all the way to Lordran, Seeker Logan, also known as Big Hat. From Rickert's dialogue, we know that Logan was a royal member of the Dragon School. He was until he turned undead, but that was 100 years ago. According to both Griggs and Logan himself, Seeker Logan came to Lordran in search of the Regal Archives. Unlike most of the undead who seem to have something to do with Gwyn or the Flames or the Lord Souls, old Big Hat is after the knowledge collected by Seath the Scaleless. Logan, well, he also seems to have his share of secrets. His student Griggs refers to Logan's methods as heretical. So Logan was doing things differently from other scholars of the Dragon School. Griggs also mentions that there are awful rumors concerning Logan. So there's some controversy surrounding his sorcery techniques. If you read the description of the Homing Soul Mass spell, it says that life originates in the soul. No wonder the Soul Mass draws toward it. This sorcery is a window into Seeker Logan's methods. So Logan's methods are centered around the connection between life and souls. Homing Crystal Soul Mass, which is developed by Logan using knowledge from the Regal Archives, says that the mysteries of souls, crystals, and the sorceries are deeply intertwined. And from Crystal Magic Weapon, we see that Logan succeeded in using crystal to facilitate a strong bond between weapons and souls. So crystal seems to act as a medium to conduct or shape soul power. Indeed, we can learn more about the nature of crystals from Logan himself as he discusses Seath's immortality. This old motherfucker says, the secret of Seath's immortality. If you have fought him and were imprisoned, you must know that Seath is a true undead, different from ourselves. His wounds close promptly, and no mortal blow affects him, granting him true insulation from death. So Logan considers Seath to be a true undead. He seems to speak of Seath with something like reverence, actually. This old motherfucker continues. It is an effect of the primordial crystal, a sacred treasure pillaged by Seath when he turned upon the ancient dragons. So, only by destroying the primordial crystal can you so much as scratch his hide. So the real reason Seath betrayed his brethren is now revealed. He was after the primordial crystal. Oh, and yeah, primordial. We've got primordial serpents and a primordial crystal. Please consider the facts and draw your own conclusions. Gwyn, the witch, and Nito fought against the dragons using the power of the Lord Souls. However, the opening cinematic gives some credit for their victory to Seath's betrayal. Perhaps the dragons were all immortal until the crystal was stolen. We should consider that the primordial serpents also cannot be killed, they simply retreat if attacked. I don't know, I'm getting off topic. Sorry, this game's lore will do that to you sometimes. Back on topic with Logan. As Logan's research in the archives continues, his admiration for Seath continues to grow. This old motherfucker goes on. The tomes stored in these archives are truly magnificent. A great pool of knowledge, the fruits of superior wisdom and an unquenchable desire for the truth. Some would say Seath had an unsound fixation, but his work is a beautiful, invaluable resource. All progress demands sacrifice, and I certainly bear no antipathy for that wonderful, scaleless beast. And eventually, he loses his mind completely. Logan gets angry and scolds the player. "Who are you? Stay clear! Stay clear of my work! Curses upon you! How dare you disturb me!" And then he hollows out completely. And you can track Logan down and kill him in the room where you first encountered Seath. But be careful, he has a new spell. The White Dragon Breath. Sorcery developed by Logan during his infatuation with Seath the Scaleless. Emit crystal breath of Seath the Scaleless. Although it no longer causes curses, what madness caused old Big Hat to appropriate this frightful power of the ancient dragons? God damn! So my question, just like everybody else, is what the fuck drove him mad? What drove him crazy? What was it? What did the job there? Was it the same thing that drove Seath insane? Did he channel too much power? What's up, Logan? It's an interesting question, mostly due to the fact that there are few clues to go on. Actually, I was speculating at one point, I didn't mention it in a video, but I was thinking to myself, Seath he may actually be an undead, like a true undead, but he may have hollowed because in his search for immortality, he may have, I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about Seath and Logan's madness? And as a side note, what the fuck does Seath need books for? That motherfucker is blind. Maybe he can read Braille with his tongue, man. I don't know. Or maybe the channelers read the books to him and take notes and stuff. I don't know, but that information comes from the channelers now. Seath cannot see. Yeah, I don't know. I just had a good idea. Remind me to try out Aural Decoy on him next time during New Game Plus. I can't believe I just thought of that now. Someone try it out. I'm curious if Aural Decoy will work on Seath the Scaleless, because he is in fact blind. And if it works, that would be a really easy way to get the Moonlight Greatsword. I don't know if it works. I want to try that. Somebody, if you try it out, let me know. Alright, well, there's one more homie from Vinheim that you meet in game, Rickert. And this is a trivia note for you, is that there is also a character named Rickert in the Berserk manga, and that character is also good at smithing. So there's a blacksmith in Dark Souls named Rickert, and there was a character in Berserk. The same attributes. So yeah, that's probably a nod to Berserk. But the Rickert in Dark Souls is kind of a snobby asshole. For a guy that's trapped in a cell, he sure talks a big game, man, I tell you what. He says he was once a smith of Vinheim. According to him, he was the best. But for some reason, he was banished. We can only speculate as to why, but just notice that he is wearing a black sorcerer kit. Just saying. I'm just saying. It's also possible that he was banished simply for being undead. That seems to be pretty popular, you know. When someone turns undead, they get rocks thrown at them and banished. Apparently that's just how it goes in Dark Souls. Rickert handles the sorcery embers. It's also worth noting that the smiths appear to be somewhat separate from the sorcerers in Vinheim. In his dialogue, he says, "Sorcery? Don't ask me how it actually works. We only fiddle and forge until it works itself in. That's how we do it in Vinheim, at least." We prefer to leave the theorizing to those uppity scholars. So there is more to Vinheim than just the Dragon School. Yeah. When you bring Rickert the large magic ember, he is very, very pleased, but not surprised. He says he hasn't seen anything like this since Vinheim, so he's very, very happy, but he's not surprised. If you pop in with the enchanted ember, he's absolutely amazed by it. He says he's never seen anything like it before. Never even in Vinheim, he's never seen anything like it, and for good reason. The enchanted ember is from Oolacile. Wait, say what? Yeah, that's right. EMB's calling it right now. The Dark Root Ruins are the ruins of Oolacile. And that's speculation based off of the location of the enchanted ember and Dusk of Oolacile. Take it or leave it. I believe those are the ruins of Oolacile. Those stone knights, the stone knights of Darkroot Garden, they are the product of ancient magic. How ancient? Maybe Oolacile ancient? Their sword's description says, the same magic which created the stone knights is imbued in the sword. Unleash this power by wielding the sword with 2 hands. And the magic of that sword has the same effect as the Tranquil Walk of Peace. Tranquil Walk of Peace, the miracle, its description says, outland miracle, foreign to the way of white, slows all walking within effect area. This miracle is normally used to flee, as it slows walking but does not affect attacks, but nevertheless defines peace perfectly. So is that a miracle of Oolacile? I don't know. Oolacile is pretty goddamn peaceful. You have the evidence before you, so you guys can choose for yourself. But I'm saying the location of the enchanted ember in the Darkroot Ruins, the location of Dusk of Oolacile in the Darkroot Ruins. The Stone Knights are powered by ancient magic. They have a connection with the Tranquil Walk of Peace, which is an outland miracle that represents peace. And Oolacile seems very peaceful. I don't know. You know. You have the evidence before you. You guys can choose for yourselves. Just like always, I want you to make up your own minds on this stuff. I can only tell you what I think and why. The only other quote-unquote outland miracle, by the way, is Emit Force, which appears to come from Katarina. So, there are many miracles which are not associated with the Way of White, but almost all of them are associated with a deity. The only exception is the Gravelord Sword Dances. If you consider Nito to be the god of death, then they are all associated with deities, except for these outland miracles. So, okay, EMB's getting off topic again. I apologize. Let's talk Dusk. Let's talk about Dusk of Oolacile. Let's talk about naked Dusk. After you defeat the Hydra in the Darkroot Basin, a golden crystal golem will appear in the cave at the back of the basin. Defeating the golem will free Dusk, who is ever so grateful for your merciful rescue, my lord. Dusk is pretty fucking cool. She tells you that she is from a long time ago. She is from the ancient realm of Oolacile. Her kingdom was destroyed a long time ago, and she was taken from her home and trapped inside a golem. And it does prompt the question, who attacked Oolacile? Seath, perhaps? He does have a habit of kidnapping people, and a habit of crystallizing things, and there is a moonlight butterfly in the Darkroot Garden, just like in his crystal caves, and there are crystal golems all over his place too. I don't know. In any case, Oolacile was reduced to ash. It was reduced to ash probably because their sorcery, unlike Boko the Chocobo from Final Fantasy Tactics 1.3, is not strong in a fight. Oolacile uses support sorcery, such as Chameleon and Repair. Spells such as Cast Light, Hidden Body, and Hidden Weapon control light. You know who else makes things invisible? Seath the Scaleless. I'm just saying. Oh, you know who else makes shit invisible? Half-breed Priscilla. Hey, don't look at me like that. I'm just, these are just the facts, man. I'm just saying. Cast Light in particular demonstrates a technique not seen even in Vinheim. Perhaps due to the fact that the Dragon School only uses hand-me-down sorceries. This is my speculation, but Oolacile and New Londo may have been pioneering new, non-destructive sorceries, whereas Vinheim just has 20 billion different motherfucking soul arrows, much like Seath's channelers. By the way, Dusk is a princess, according to her crown and ring. Yeah, we're sorry, but your princess is in another golem. The Oolacile Ivory Catalyst reinforces the pacific nature of Oolacile. The sorceries of Oolacile are gentle and not affected by intelligence, just like mainstream rap. But yeah, I like Dusk a lot. After you rescue her, she leaves her clothes in the cave, so thumbs up for Naked Dusk, man. So gleeful was I, my faith renewed. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I'm just... whatever. Whereas the Way of White members always tell you, "Vary your knocks," Dusk says, "May the flames guide thee." And if you kill her, and I don't know what sort of horrible monster you must be to do that, she just says farewell to her rescuer. Dusk, you will be missed. I'm sorry, Dusk. I apologize. Okay, so I don't really have a good segue here. Let's talk about another character that I like, whose name starts with D, and maybe I murdered for no reason. Domhnall! Domhnall is from Zena. We don't really know jack about Zena. Sorry. Hey, it's not my fault. They didn't put it in the game. What do you want me to do? Go to their office and demand more lore? I'm pretty tempted to do that, actually. I might just pay them in any case, Domhnall is a collector. He sells you the armor sets of bosses that you kill. And his armor symbolizes a variety of things like wisdom and glory and a vanquisher and an explorer. And he's just a fucking odd dude. Zena is an ancient land, and that's really all I've got with this one. I'm sorry, I don't have anything about Domhnall. But he does kind of remind me of Skurver the Wanderer from Demon Souls, if you've played Demon Souls. It kind of reminds me of that character. But Domhnall does give you a lot of tips, like use divine weapons in the catacombs or get cursed to fight ghosts. And he also tells you an interesting tale about a group of undead who serve a surviving ancient dragon. That group of undead is training to become dragons themselves. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the purpose of the Path of the Dragon Covenant. Bada bing. This is a rare case of the game just straight up telling you what's up. When you journey to Ash Lake, you will find corpses with dragon scales. Presumably, they were Covenant members who were bringing scales to the dragon. But then they went all Highlander on each other. Or maybe the Hydra ate them. I don't know. Who fucking knows? Who knows? But for those of you guys who don't know yet, you can partially transform yourself into a dragon if you level up in this Covenant. Its usefulness is limited, but it is really good for trying to do high single damage hits. So yeah, if you watch some of the responses to the damage challenge, the New Year's video, a lot of people using the dragon form there. So another interesting tidbit about Ash Lake is that it seems like one of Havel's followers was there. That's where you find Great Magic Barrier, a miracle created by Havel. Maybe one of his troops was hunting down the last remaining eternal dragon other than Seath. It doesn't seem like it was actually Havel, because the tower key really heavily implies that Havel was actually the guy in the tower. It's really heavily implied. Okay, I wanted to talk a lot more about Ash Lake and the dragon weapons and whatnot, but I am just completely out of time today. And I have a couple of questions for you homies here. I got a question and a note. First, a question. if you could ask FromSoft one question about a minor part of the lore, what would you ask? I'm talking about small stuff that you're curious about, not like the pendant or whatever. No swinging for the fences. I'm just saying, if there's just one or two little details about the story that maybe people don't normally think about that you're interested in, what would you ask FromSoft if you could ask them anything, like about Carmina or something like that? I'm just curious what you guys think. And why am I asking? Oh, no reason. I'm just curious. That's all. Nothing big. Really. Stop looking at me like that. So, small detail that you were curious about, holler at me in the comments. Please don't PM me about it though. I'm flooded right now. I swear I read the comments, guys. Usually I read comments before I read private messages too. Yeah. Second, you'll probably, maybe you'll see a Demon Souls video this week, but nothing else from me for a week or two. I'm moving to Saitama, so I will be packing, traveling, unpacking, buying things for the new apartment, getting ready for work, etc. When I get settled down in my new city, I'll upload some more stuff. There's still some more lore to talk about, the art book video, and I'm thinking about showing off one of my New Game Plus runs or something. Actually, as I watch the old videos, there's a lot of information that needs to be updated or corrected. And I also want to sprinkle lore tidbits and trivia facts in with the strategy aspects of a playthrough. I don't know yet. Maybe I'll use my Is build. She's a total badass, but I'm thinking about just doing a New Game Plus run like I originally planned on. So yeah, I'll be out of reach for a week or so. You guys hold it down for me. Catch you later.